Excited about the win, especially for the four seniors. And in their own way, has done a great job impacting the program. Thought it was great to see their families come out as well, especially when you talk about the distance of Alex's family to come that far to support them, and even Lou coming from Chicago. But I thought that was great, and happy that we were able to get a win for them on this day. But great, well-coached team in Air Force. I know Coach P may not get a lot of credit all the time, but I think he does a hell of a job, given some of his circumstances or whatnot. But excited that we had this opportunity and that we came away with the win.
Seemed like they just kind of kept hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. What do you feel provided the difference there when it was about a 9-point game, and then they cut it down, and then all of a sudden you guys got it back up to 9, and it seemed like that kind of put you over the top?
Well, I thought early on in that points of the game, our energy wasn't great. And even leading up into this game, you can get emotional on nights like this because of our seniors and having 4 of them. And sometimes you think you're just supposed to win because of that. And I thought we had some of that in us, but constantly talking to our guys in the huddle about our energy and our effort defending and rebounding, and then sharing the ball on the offensive end. And I thought when we made that run, we were doing a better job of that. And then we had to be creative a little bit with our subbing tonight without Andrew. Also, obviously, without Hunter as well. And then, obviously, Nye didn't play that much. So, guys fought through a little bit, but at the same time, happy that we came away with the win.
Seemed like Lou really gave you guys a boost kind of during that stretch in the second half. Just, I guess, what worked there? Was it just kind of nice to have a guy who could go get his bucket there, or what made the difference?
I always joke with the staff about stuff like that, because as much as I yell at you, you thought he played bad tonight, you know, because I was on him pretty much the whole night. But again, I love him because he can take it and not let it affect him. And when I subbed him out and got him back in, thought he did a great job just playing within himself, outside of some early turnovers. Thought he did a great job rebounding the basketball. And then, you know, most teams, when he's out there, are always yelling driver, driver, driver. And he's made enough threes on the year that, you know, needs to be respected. But at the same time, I know he knows that, well, he hasn't fallen in love with, you know, taking too many threes. But I think he's been very selective about the ones he's taken, and that's helped with what we're doing on the offensive end of the floor as well. But I thought he was good.
In the first half, you guys not only turnovers, I think it was close to 10. In the second half, it seemed like fatigue really started to get to you guys. Just your thoughts on your team's ability to overcome that in both the first and second half?
Yeah, well, you know, a couple of games back, we talked about some of the things that's been hurting us on the year. And again, turnovers have crept back in to what we have been trying to do. And sometimes it's because guys are trying to do too much. And I'm always saying just try to make the best play for the team. And I don't think our guys are selfish. I think they want to do what's best. But sometimes what they think is best is different what I would probably think is best. And I thought we got in trouble in the first half. We addressed it a little bit in the second half. And like you said, yeah, I thought fatigue played a factor, but I thought these last 2 games have been really good in the sense of guys understanding when transition wasn't there, and now getting us into offense. And sometimes that can be challenging when you're playing against an Air Force in their matchup zone and a lot of their switching. But I thought we did a great job of understanding how to attack it while not stop playing the game of basketball.
You talked about, you know, kind of doing away with your defensive principles earlier this week for this Air Force game. How do you feel like the defense came out to play tonight?
Yeah, actually I thought it was pretty good. At the end of the day, when you're playing against Princeton, the main focal point is taking away layups because it goes against your principles. And if you don't, it fuels what they do because they get excited. You know, backdoor layups is like dunks. you know, once you get enough of them, it ignites you. Then you got to worry about the 3-ball. I thought we only got beat one time tonight on the back cut. But outside of that, I thought we did a really good job. We mixed up zone, but even within our zone, there were times where we had to go man out of it, and I still thought we did a great job guarding their action. And then a telltale sign was the 3-point line, them going 5 for 20. I thought was huge as well.
I think they had 19 turnovers. Is that just, you know, kind of the way the game went? I know Alex said that wasn't necessarily a focal point for you guys or anything when prepping for this.
Well, no, I mean, we wasn't sitting there because the worst thing you could do is go out there and try to pressure them. That's how you get backdoor. But now when we get into one of our defenses, which is one of our zone defenses, it allows us to be a little bit more aggressive without being crazy, I guess, so to speak. So I thought when we went to that, that was an opportunity where it was one of the big plays when Cody got the steal and fell on the floor and rolled. I thought that kind of led to our energy and our effort on that end of the floor. And then, to be honest with you, I thought most of them on their side was probably a little careless as well.
You know, back before that New Mexico game, you talked about just how big it was for standings, and you know, you guys obviously lose at home, and 2 games later, you're right back, you know, kind of in the mix for that bye. Just what kind of, I guess, resolve have you seen from the guys to, you know, overcome that tough loss and win 2 straight?
Well, I've always commended them on whether we win or lose, they come back to practice every day with a nice mentality to get out there and work. You know, they haven't lost that. And, you know, no different after the Boise game, the Fresno State game, you know, a huge win on the road at their place against a very good basketball team. And then even being put in this unique of a situation to where you're playing your last home game, conference game, and this is the first time you're playing an opponent. You know, a lot of things could have crept in and probably railroaded what we were trying to do. But I thought our guys, you know, stayed the course, stayed focused, took some blows, but found a way to win the basketball game. And, you know, we got one more, you know, on the road at Boise. Obviously, you know, we got the win against them here. But they've had, obviously, a really, really good season as well. But, again, we just got to focus on what we need to do and just be ready to go in there and play Cowboy basketball.